This one is, am I the astronaut for going on dates with my coworker but not having feelings? I, 23 female, have been going on dates with my coworker, 24 male, for about a month now. He is completely opposite to both the guys in my previous relationships. Boyfriend number 1 and I dated for 5 years, from high school into college. He was a 6'4" gym dude. He was a baseball player and the funny guy at our school. We were voted most likely to get married. That relationship ended because we both realized we wanted different things in our lives and futures. We are still really good friends, and I talk to his family a lot since they were there for me when I needed a safe place to go. Boyfriend number 1 was kind, loving, calm, and a golden retriever type of guy. Boyfriend number 2 was a year-long hookup turned 3-year relationship. He was the captain of the football team. We met because we were both athletes at our college. Same parties, friends, and lived 2 doors down from each other. He was cocky, loud, alpha male type of guy. Our relationship ended because we realized we really only connected in the bedroom and not personality-wise. We both had completely different worldviews and really only shared common interests during spicy bedroom time. I started my first big girl job in January. To preface, I was originally going to school for politics and philosophy. I value education and love people who seek it out no matter the field they're interested in, but I'm a very frank person with firm opinions. I love debating and understanding other opinions. I think it widens people's perspective to have friends with different opinions, so we openly talk about all these at work. So, when a new transfer came in, he got included in these discussions from day one. To say he is a carbon copy of my personality and beliefs would be an understatement. He went to school for history, so we share a lot of common ground education-wise since there's a lot of crossover. Coworker is 5'7", nerdy, didn't play sports, and personality-wise, very different from my past relationship. His height, despite being very different than boyfriends 1 and 2, isn't an issue for me. While tall is a preference, I'm not dumb enough to limit my relationship interest based on such a trivial matter. Clearly, the past 2 tall guys were a miss, so why stick with the same make and model of guy? I always said if I could merge both previous boyfriends into one, I'd have my perfect husband. Our coworkers kept saying we were a perfect match and that we would be great together. I had a feeling that he might have a crush on me, but we both have a bit of flirty personalities. Apparently, our one coworker pushed him to ask me on a date. I said yes, thinking maybe they're right. We don't have a lot of the exact same opinions, but we both discuss them in an articulate, educated manner. He makes me laugh. We share the same overarching views on the future and lifestyles, so I said yes, and off to dinner we went. The problem is we are now on date 4 and there is absolutely no spark. It feels too easy. No butterflies, no excitement, none of that fun new relationship stuff. I think I've convinced myself that he is a great match. He's not ugly by any means, and his personality only adds to it. It just feels very boring. I am strongly against dating in the workplace as it can make things weird, and now I am so nervous to tell him how I feel because we have to see each other 46 hours a week. Or am I being stupid and screwing myself out of an amazing guy? There shouldn't be a reason to not date him, and I feel like an asshole if I tell him it's because the barely there relationship we started already feels boring and mundane. Am I the asshole if I keep going on dates trying to find a spark because on paper we are the perfect match? Or would I be the asshole for ending it because of the lack of excitement and fun? I feel like I'm overthinking this. Okay, so the question here is, am I the astronaut for going on dates with my coworker but not having feelings? I mean, you can't be the asshole for not feeling something for someone. And I think your going on dates is trying to explore this to see if anything is there. I think there has to be a spark. I think there has to be a spark. Otherwise, you've got a friend and you guys could be lifelong besties, right? That doesn't mean that you're going to be soulmates and lovers and your partner in life. You could be besties. Going on the date isn't doing something to try to check the box that you feel like is missing right now. Maybe you feel like you shouldn't have to because it should just be there, and maybe you're right. But there has to be some kind of solution there. If you want to explore and see if there is a spark, give that spark a chance. Put him in some situations where he wouldn't normally put himself in. See if he's open to being adventurous and fun, and see if that spark does exist there. It could, but it feels like right now that if it's not there in the beginning, it's not going to be there, and you can't force that. I feel like forcing that is doing him a disservice and giving him false hope, and it's building up the amount of pain that he's going to experience when you finally rip that band-aid off, because it's coming. You're gonna rip that band-aid off at some point here, and the longer you wait to do it, the more painful it's going to be, and the more awkward it's going to be afterward at work. That's the way I feel there. Now, you could transition this into having a new bestie. You know what I mean? And that would take some grace to be able to pull off without causing him a whole lot of pain, but it sounds like you found a really good friend. If you found someone here, OP, that you can share an intellectual debate with and you share a lot of opinions with, and you aren't going to line up exactly on everything, but that's why you're so close to each other. I would also say that in relationships, having two people that are very close to the same typically doesn't work out. You have to have some differences. You have to have some balances. I can tell you, if I was in a relationship and Candy Thunder was too much like me, we would not work. It wouldn't work. It just wouldn't work. There has to be enough differences. But in this case, I understand, you want it to work. You want there to be spark there. You're not an asshole for going on dates and trying to give it a chance. But at some point here, you're going to have to be honest and be like, look, I feel like you and I could be besties for life, but there's no romantic spark there and you cannot force it. It sucks. It's going to suck for him. Make it suck less by speaking up sooner. I guess that's my point. If that is the case, that's something she's going to learn and accept over time. Right now, she's going from boyfriend 1, the 6'4" gym dude, boyfriend 2, the football captain, to this guy who she just has no romantic spark with. So you're also like traveling in extreme directions here too, right? Trying like this from this style and this style and this style. And I think having an expectation of what your perfect someone is going to look like or be involved in, I think that's limiting. I think you'll know when you know, and that spark will be there when you least expect it, in the least expected places. So just keep yourself open to it. Trying to apply a stereotype to what your Prince Charming is going to look like, I think you box yourself in on expectations, and I would avoid it. Just talk. Now, you guys like to talk and debate. Just do it. When you communicate, be honest and just let them know where you're at and that you wanted there to be that romantic spark, but you don't feel it. And at that point, I think it's like, hey, however, you and I could be great friends. Let's get some ice cream and binge watch this show that you guys both like, which you probably know by now what that is.